Cancer. Finally. You know, I low key like was being a baby like the whole time, like, why are we last? Because it was just her birthday. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm coming into your reading feeling like super dramatic, like Cancer. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, my soul sisters and brothers and siblings. What's going on for us? Now I'm not joking. Our strength, we got the Bone Collector, and this card came through in Inner Sun Alchemy's 2020 like year ahead forecast for Cancers. I'm gonna have to pull it together. It's our time. Neutrality. I want to be a clear channel, and I don't want to personalize it. But it's still your season. It's like this birthday that came, and this second new moon cycle that wasn't an eclipse. It's just this loving, gracious energy that is holding us. This elder and ancient mother crone energy, mother God energy, just coming into us and really feeling the wisdom and the sanctity and the sacredness of our own life, and having a really deeper wisdom and understanding and respect for timing in our life. Really looking at all of the things that we've been through, all of the things that have decayed in our life, but seeing now how they have been, what that decay has fertilized, right? And where we thought there was literally dry bones. Can these dry bones live? Our dry bones are living. Cancer. I will not do it in this early stage, but probably later in the reading. I will probably go ahead and pull up that scripture. Like, as a bonus. That's our strength this month. What it feels like is we've mastered. We're patient, and patience for us right now isn't coming through. Yes, while we're cardinal. Yes, while we like to push. Yes, while we like to force and have a tendency to force. We know we're coming into a greater awareness of what alignment is, what it looks like, and we can identify when we're forcing in a way that is not helpful for us, when we're not pushing as far as like creativity is concerned, task management. We're coming into like a more embodied understanding of water and movement, and knowing when to flow, when to reserve, when to hold. It's very gorgeous. And it feels like we are more in tune with our own wise woman, our own elder selves. And we're really able to kind of tap into that and access that portion of our timeline to reorient the things that we focus our energy on, because we want to be proud like this. So the struggle or our strength or our challenge this month is moonlight. So we'll see what the full moon in Aquarius brings to us. But what I'm getting a sense of here is while we have this wisdom, we will still probably be overcome and overwhelmed by the emotion of even the blessings potentially, of really having so much experience of dwelling in the void, in the darkness. It's very, very interesting because it feels like even in the dwelling place of being in the dwelling place of God and being able to see all our blessings, see all of these things happening for us, live in our resurrection. If you remember when I talked about we were literally being reborn, in that same space, we will still have a clear vision of all of the decay. And so the struggle for us is really, and the challenge is going to be looking at the old and not trying to bring it back to life, letting it take a new life of its own, letting it be reborn however it's meant to be reborn, if it's been meant to be reborn, and being more hands off, because the wisdom is not to put any more energy into things and not to mother the things that we're not responsible for mothering, whether that's people, projects, the wisdom in the non-action. So it's being more reserved in our mother, in our Cancerian energy, to know that now is not the time to teach, to show. It's time for us to live. And a lot of the people in our lives, a lot of the people that we love, a lot of the things and the endeavors that we wanted to take on, we're now realizing that where we may have been micromanaging or maybe been too hands-on, that we need to loosen the grip a little bit and lean more into the visionary aspect and the creative aspect of our life. And that doesn't mean we aren't going to be task-oriented. It's just that we're loosening the grip to allow for more creative and more abundance and more expansion. And so we've kind of been it's not that we've been purposely playing it small. It's just that we've been almost like working secretly or quietly in a closeted space or a closed space. We've been having our head down for so long, or like self chrysalis, our own self-made chrysalis, working, because we know that the butterfly time was coming, but now, and now the butterfly time is here. And so the inner work is now meant to be shown and showcased, and we're blossoming. And so if you have any Gemini placements, I definitely recommend watching that, because you'll have a better understanding of what you've been experiencing for the last 6 months to 18 months. Why things have been happening that way. I feel like the Gemini reading will be a glimpse of the present, but a little bit of helping you to understand the cycle that we've been going through, Cancer. So let's read from the book. Movement is at the bottom of the deck. But what I love about this is that we are the island, right? Like everything comes with us and moves with us. So if you've been worried that if you loosen your grip or move on or move too far, that you'd forget something or you leave something behind, home is where we are. Wherever we reorient, everybody who's in our life will thrive also. So you can be flexible, you can be fluid in your changes and in your decision making. So, bone collector, our strength for August. When the bone collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Definitely watch the Gemini video. Whenever, or at least the preview, if you're not a subscriber, let's subscribe. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. Trauma triggers. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the bone collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, in the trauma, in the original hurt and wound that has kept you so protective, so guarded, so in our shell. You have everything you believe you lack, and the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Wherever you go, whatever changes you make, whatever shifts you make, you still got what makes you you. You still have your gifting. You still have your experience. You're not changing up. You're not unrecognizable to those who are meant to see your soul's essence, who've already seen it, who expect you to change, who expect you to flourish, who expect you to blossom, who always knew and always kind of saw. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So let's look at our challenge. Moonlight. Too much analyzing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all the time and losing your footing. Are you insecure about your ability to make good choices? Step back, regroup, and enter into a more trusting relationship with the flow of life. Don't become overly concerned about perceived mistakes. You will learn to dance if you don't. How will you learn to dance if you don't occasionally take a misstep? On the moonlit pathways, you can discover love and truth and wondrous things. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Go play, have fun, stay open, and trust. And I really, really love that, particularly on this full moon in Aquarius. Something is coming back, cycling around some work, creative work that I did last year, and is being coming back up into the awareness of not just myself but the collective. And it was something I was really hesitant to do. I was really nervous to do. And now that I'm looking back on it and looking like at the timeless nature of things, I'm like, yo, you never will build the confidence if you don't take the risk. And a lot of the times when we have imposter syndrome, low key, it's because not that we're imposters, we're just inexperienced and we believe in ourselves or we know we want something. But if you don't take the action, if you don't move, you won't see the next step and the next step and the next step. And so, action, that's that difference between that cardinal action that I talked about, that nuance that we're really, really learning is when to pause, when to move, when to shift. And that's all coming forward to be seen and to be witnessed by us in August. So let's get into the reading, into the strategy, right, of what August has for us in career and finances. In relationships, Cancer. The moon at the bottom of the deck, and that moonlight energy being our challenge. I do think what's coming through right now, Cancer, is that we're going to have to stop engaging in things that break our hearts. The way we feel, it's not, stop acting on feeling instead of intuition, because that's what's breaking our heart. It's like we have potentially been addicted to suffering. But we have so much more to be experienced right now. So we're really having to take the sword out of our own heart. And I believe that the full moon in Aquarius is going to help us do the necessary detachment from trying to hold everything together, even subconsciously or unconsciously, praying for and hoping for everyone and everybody and everything to stay the same, which keeps people from having to be responsible to do their work. So, can't do that.